Hi everyone, this is Jennifer Kumar from Authentic Journeys and alevani.com. I'm going to make a little series of podcasts on our experience trying to find housing here in Kochi, India. And some of them might be podcasts like this, and some of them might be videos. I decided to do a podcast today because I just don't feel like I'm video worthy today. So I wanted to share kind of a tidbit that you should take into consideration when you get your stuff moved into Kerala. And this can be moved into Kerala from other parts of India, or of course like us from outside of India, from US or from any other country. We were sitting with our broker today, and he was kind of giving us some tips about what we should expect on moving in day. And one of the tips he kind of threw out there kind of randomly that took me by surprise was, please tell your moving men to come after sundown, or your moving crew to come after sundown. And this took me by surprise because it seems kind of weird that you would have people come in after sundown to actually move in your things. And actually, my husband has a little experience with it because when his father moved back to Kerala from Delhi, he had quite an interesting experience trying to get his stuff moved into the house. Don't really know what happened at that point in time, but a lot of confusion, a lot of chaos, and a lot of people either standing around doing nothing, or a lot of people trying to do a little bit of everything but not really getting anything done. I know that doesn't make any sense. Let me explain from my limited understanding. So when the broker said this, I immediately said, why does this happen? Why do we have to come in after sundown? And he and his partner kind of started laughing out loud and said, well, then I would have to start by telling you the history of Kerala since 1956. Apparently 1956 is when the communist government took over in Kerala, and since then there's been a lot of workers' rights issues that have come up. Kerala is well known for people going on strikes, and labor unions are abound here, and people even get paid to stand in strike lines. Probably they get paid to stand in those strike lines more than they get paid to actually go for an actual job. So things here are pretty interesting, but that didn't really explain to me, what about workers' rights? Why couldn't people unpack things during the day? So apparently what happens is, say if a moving truck comes to a house in daylight, of course the moving truck will come with its own crew of how many ever people to unload, take things into your house. But from out of the woodwork, what seems like out of nowhere, comes all these daily wage earners from off the streets, like maybe the construction workers from the next villa complex over, or the next flats. And with all the construction going on, there's hundreds of these construction workers. They just abound. Or maybe some maids, drivers, anyone could come up, I guess. I don't really know who these people are, but daily wage earners will come out of the woodwork and they'll start standing around the truck. And they won't be doing anything, I don't think. I don't think they'll try to get in the truck and take things and move them in, although maybe they do. I don't really know. But apparently, they stand around and watch the movers do their work. And at the end of the day, they demand a payment from the people whose stuff is being moved at a rate of about 4,000 to 6,000 rupees per day. So if you have a lot of people standing out there just by chance, you could easily lose a lot of money. I mean, 4,000 rupees is, about $100. So 100 to 150 bucks. They could demand that money, and you can't do anything about it. Like, I guess you have to give it. I don't really know. So that explained part two of my really confused state of why do we have to come in after sundown. But the real question is, why after sundown? Like, what happens after sundown? Like, why is that the best time? So I was then told that after sundown is when all the daily wage earners actually go home. Basically, their working time is probably either at sunup or somewheres after sunup, like 8:39, and they work till 5 to 6:30. 6:30 is when sunset happens pretty much all year long. So after sunset, these daily wage earners go home. So if a moving van with moving crew comes, the hope is that since all the daily wage earners have gone home, they won't be starting to crowd around the truck and like try to get their hand in the pie kind of a thing. So that's going to be a very interesting experience to have everything moved in after dark. That will definitely be a very interesting cross-cultural experience right there. The whole thing already sounds pretty interesting to me, but I'm glad the broker gave us that little tip. Maybe we would have figured it out on our own. I don't know, but hopefully when you move to India or any other country for that matter, you have a broker or a real estate agent who can kind of guide you through some of the cross-cultural problems that happen. And if you get somebody who has worked with a lot of foreigners or expats or people who are returning back to their native country, they may have more knowledge or understanding, compassion, or sensitivity to be able to tell you about the cross-cultural barriers that you will face and that you have to try to find ways around, because there'll be a lot of them. This obviously is a big one. I mean, I never would have expected this. So, but we'll work around it and everything will be fine. But I wanted to share that, and I'm going to share some more of these stories and tips on finding housing in India as we go along. I kind of been hesitant. I wanted to wait till I got it all perfect, but it's never going to be perfect. So this is as perfect as it's going to get. So I'm going to just try to be conversational and casual about it and share with you some of my observations. They can be right, they can be wrong. If anyone's had any other different experiences, you can always leave your comments under this podcast, and be happy to be in touch with you. Again, this was a podcast about finding housing and tips on moving to Kerala, India. And I'm Jennifer Kumar, your cross-cultural coach at Authentic Journeys. You can catch me at authenticjourneys@gmail.com, facebook.com/Authentic Journeys, or email authenticjourneys@gmail.com. So I really appreciate you listening to this podcast. I hope it was interesting and maybe entertaining and useful for you. So have a great day, everyone. Bye.